Once a giant, always a giant. For me, it's only a giant.
All right, what's going on YouTube? DIGGE546. Definitely hit that subscribe button if you're new. Like the video if you like the video, and I won't tell if you click that bell. But let's go ahead and get into this. All right, so this is a video that some people may not expect me to make, especially how much I've criticized Daniel Jones. But I just was thinking today, and it makes perfect sense. The Giants right now are 5-1. They're 5-1, which pretty much disqualifies you unless they completely collapse, which is possible. But I'm just going off of them continuing on the kind of pace that they're on. Not saying that they win 12 games or 13 games, but maybe they win 10 games. Maybe they win 11 games. Maybe they win 9. All you got to do is win 4 more to win 9. So if they're a playoff team, we're picking 17, 16 at the very worst. So that shows that we would not be in that range for a quarterback in the top 5. You may be able to reach for some of those other quarterbacks that are, your third, fourth best guys, but I just don't think it's worth it. I think right now to have gotten to 5-1, whether we play, subpar teams, the subpar or whatever you want to call it, to have gotten to 5-1 right now shows that Daniel Jones he's a guy that we can win with. And I think that the Giants should extend Daniel Jones right now. I think they should extend him right now because look at this. When you look at this roster, you got to think that Daniel Jones is winning right now with no receivers pretty much. Wan'Dale Robinson is kind of ingratiating his way into the offense. You got a couple other guys that may be able to make some plays like Darius Slayton, and the funny thing is Marcus Johnson, a guy that we never even heard of until a couple of weeks ago. So you got a couple of guys that could make some plays, but you got to think that this offense really isn't. You're not going to see the potential of this offense with what we have on the field now until you get a number 1 receiver. So it's been number one receiver every year for Daniel Jones. But I just don't think you'd be able to get to that until you get a bona fide number 1 receiver, which we failed to get. It's just that plain and simple. Just because you draft one who can't stay healthy, and because you sign one who can't stay healthy and can't make plays, doesn't mean that you got a number 1 receiver. So that's kind of where I'm thinking right now. And if we can win right now with no receivers, you got to think that we could win if you add talent to this team next year, adding a receiver, adding a linebacker, using those picks that we would have to trade away to continue to build this roster that's already really good. Think about it. If we were to get Bryce Young or if we were to get CJ Stroud, that is 1, 2, 3, top 3 pick in the draft. You're going to have to trade future first. You're going to have to trade probably this year's third, this year's second, or something crazy like that. Why not just keep your quarterback that you have as a possible bridge quarterback? You keep Daniel Jones as a bridge quarterback. That's who else would you go out and sign? You would keep Tyrod Taylor. You might go out and sign a guy like Teddy Bridgewater. What would that be? 12 million? 15 million? If you're signing a guy to be a starting quarterback in free agency, he's going to want some money. So 12 million, 15 million, maybe. But if you look at it, you probably have to pay Daniel Jones if you extend this guy, 2-3 years. And I'm thinking a 3-year deal, and I'll tell you why later. But if you extend him 3 years, he's probably going to garner about 24, 25 million, maybe even less than that. So you still get to preserve that cap space. You get to sign this guy on a 3-year deal, which you pretty much would do as a bridge quarterback. If he stinks this first year coming up, this next year coming up, guess what? You go get Caleb Williams. If he doesn't stink, you're a contending team again. The year after that, if he takes that next step up and you're like, it's bona fide, this guy's going to be a top 15 quarterback, top 10 quarterback, and we'll be able to win in the future with him, then that's when you talk about, giving him another deal, maybe paying him a lot of money. But if he doesn't, you let his contract expire. 3-year deals, in the 3rd year, you can get out almost every time. Almost every time you're getting out. We may be able to even get out of that deal after the 1st year if we sign him to a 3-year deal. So you just got to think about it. Who are you going to replace Daniel Jones with next year? And is it worth not just paying the guy 20-something million a year, letting it play out, seeing if you can win with him. Not saying it's Super Bowl, but maybe we do. You never know if we get in the playoffs. But seeing if you can win something with the guy, and if he crashes and burns, which he hasn't done this year, but if he crashes and burns next year with more talent on that roster, you're in the market to go get you Caleb Williams, or you're in the market to go, do whatever you got to do. Go find another quarterback. But right now, it looks like we have a guy who, at the very worst, can be a bridge quarterback for us. We're 5-1 right now. I know a lot of people think this is crazy to extend this guy not even halfway through the season. I did not see this sort of option going on. I always thought that if we were to bring back Daniel Jones, it would be on the franchise tag, or it would be on a 1-year deal. But now that I think about it, it makes perfect sense. Stretch that out 3 years. If the first year is bad, you probably can cut him. If the second year is bad, you definitely can cut him. And it just puts you right in position to say, listen, we gave Daniel Jones every opportunity to succeed as a Giant. We finally put a solid line around him. We finally gave him a number one receiver, which I'm saying they should do next year. We finally added those finishing touches to that defense, and we brought back Saquon. And if Daniel Jones isn't able to make, uplift this offense more next year, and we're not winning games the way we are, you go out and you get yourself a new quarterback. So this is just something that popped up in my head. I know people are going to be against this. Even some Daniel Jones supporters may be against this. But I just think at this point, before this guy goes, and I'm not saying that this is going to happen, but before this guy wins, 5-6 more games, and he, has a playoff game where, he might light the place up on fire, or he does something crazy where he just takes that next step that I don't know if he's going to take, but he may take. Before he does something like that, talk to this guy, lock him up in the middle of this season, finish that up. That way you have your franchise tag to use for Saquon if you need it. You have that franchise tag to see if you need to use that on Julian Love. You got a ton of other options if you lock up the quarterback at a very decent price. I don't think that we're not paying him $30 million. We're not paying him $30 million. We're not paying him 35. We're not paying him 40, 50. So you get this guy for 25 mil, stretch that over 3 years. You basically extend his rookie contract. You basically just extend that rookie deal. And I think that that's a really good idea. If you ask me, people may think it's crazy, but that's where I'm thinking right now. And the Giants are 5-1. The Giants are 5-1 because of Saquon and the defense, but also because of really big key plays made by Daniel Jones. And I'm one of the type of people who says this. Listen, if you win, a ton of people will watch this team go. Not saying that we will, but a ton of people will watch this team go and win a Super Bowl and say, but we still need to replace the quarterback. But we still need to do. I'm okay with winning a Super Bowl with Daniel Jones throwing 10 touchdowns in the season or 12 touchdowns in the season. I just want to win. And it seems like this formula is working. It seems like Dable, it has his trust in Daniel Jones. So why not just ride the hot hand until he proves to you that he's bringing this team down, especially if we can get him affordable. Maybe we get him for less than 25. You guys let me know what you think of extending Daniel Jones mid-season before the price goes up or before whatever can happen. What do you think about that? Do you think I'm jumping the gun? You think we should just wait until the season finishes to do this? Let me know. If you made it this deep into the video, come on, just hit the subscribe button. I make Giants content primarily, draft content secondarily, and during the season, I'm going to be doing a lot of reacting to pretty much most of the NFL games and everything NFL. So if you made it this deep, go ahead and join the D6 squad.